Hello, I'm Mrs. Chittenden. Today I'm going to be reading Chapter 5 of Dessert First to you. I was really excited when we decided on this book because when I was a kid, that was something that I always wanted to do, was have my dessert before dinner. I even remember a time when my sister broke her arm and she got to have her dessert before dinner, and she had a hamburger cake, and it was really fun experience for the family. So I was kind of excited to see how Dessert planned her dessert before dinner experience. Today's chapter is chapter 5, as I said, and chapter 5 is titled Timing is Everything. When we left off last chapter, the Dessert's teacher had said that timing is everything, and I think that kind of resonated with Dessert. So we're about to find out what that means to her in her real life. The next afternoon, things weren't going well at home. I'll explain. I was doing my homework upstairs because Charlie was pulling a wet towel all around the house and I didn't want to get blamed. I was nearly finished when I heard a very loud crash. And then I heard Wolfie's stool scraping across the kitchen floor. Daddy was at fondue, and I knew Mommy needed help. So I jumped out of my chair and two-stepped down the stairs. The crash had come from the kitchen, and that's where I found Mommy. She was on her knees cleaning up a whole bunch of broken dishes, while Mushy sat on a pile of sugar on the floor. Charlie was at the sink, and the water was running. Wolfie was stuffing the toaster with marshmallows. First, I unplugged the toaster so that Wolfie couldn't make toast. Next, I tried to turn off the water, but Charlie held her arms straight out to her sides and yelled, "I'm doing dishes." So I grabbed her armskin and pinched just a little. "Ow!" she screamed. "You're hurting me." I pinched harder and said, "Turn the water." "Ow, ow, 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 ow. I'm hurt, I'm hurt, I'm hurt." I tipped her chair forward and she dropped to the floor. I grabbed her feet and started pulling. When Mushy saw this, he climbed on and dragged the whole screaming toboggan right into the living room. I'm stronger than I looked. I went back in with the vacuum and let Wolfie suck up the sugar. He was pretty good at it because he rode it like a pony. I left the vacuum there for Mommy, and I gave Wolfie some Tupperware. He loves to play with that stuff. It was pretty quiet again, so I went back upstairs to finish my work, and that's when I heard Mrs. Howdy Doody's voice in my head saying, "Timing is everything." I started to think that tonight might be the night to get my dessert before supper. So when I was done with my homework, I presented it to Mommy and said, "Madame, if you'll check this for me, I'll set the table for you." "Sure," said Mommy. "Let me just see what Charlie and the beasties are up to. They've been awfully quiet." So, I set out the big dinner plates with the little dessert plates on top. I went right into the cookie jar and took out 5 hermit cookies. I placed one on the center of each plate and stepped back to admire my work. It was so beautiful to see those cookies sitting right there on the top. But when Mommy returned with Charlie and the beasties and saw the table, she said, "So, this is why you offered to help." "It's one of the reasons," I admitted. "But try the cookie first tonight, okay?" I buckled Mushy into his high chair, while Charlie and Wolfie sat down, and we all waited to see what Mommy would do. She looked around the table and finally said, "Very well then." And after we each ate our hermit cookies, even Mommy, she served us our white chicken chili and corn cakes. I ate it all up, every single bite. Then I said, "Mommy, I've cleaned my plate." Mommy looked over and said, "So you have." Then she noticed that Charlie, Wolfie, and even Mushy had cleaned their plates too. And she said, "This is a very pleasant surprise. Who knew? I guess I'm the leader." And that's the end of our chapter. What a great chapter. She did get her dessert first. That is pretty exciting. Next chapter is chapter 6, and it's called The Duty Drive. I cannot wait until my turn to read that one as well. Have a wonderful night.